Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today I am continuing on with my 21 deck eBay lot box purchase, and there is a mystery deck in here that I have no idea who the author is, where exactly it has come from. I can take a guess or two at sort of the imagery of it. And I think I might have another deck like it, but I'm not 100% sure. So without further ado, let's check it out and see what's coming up for us. Okay, so I think this might be a Pique de Soleil brand deck, simply because it came in, it's used, it's pre-loved, pre-owned, and it came in this bag. And I have a couple of other decks, the Nightborn Tarot, for example, in one of them that I believe came in one of these little tarot bags as well, but I'm not 100% sure. So I thought, okay, well, we're just going to have a mystery deck. And if any of you who are watching this know exactly what this deck is and who to attribute it to, you please let me know, because I would love to know as well. But let's just sort of take a peek. It is a tarot deck. That's my understanding. Here we have the Knight of Swords. I'm really loving the energy of this deck already. I should say it is clearly, it's got a little bit of a sheen. It is a fairly decent card quality, card stock. It is not reversible, but I want to say close enough if you're not paying too much attention to it. It is a wider size to a traditional tarot deck, and I would say probably about the same height of a tarot deck. And here we have the Queen of Swords. She's really pretty. I love this. So, you know, I'm hit or miss with these collage styles. Sometimes they're just too busy for me. And other times, if the imagery is right, then I'm very happy with it and content with it. And what I'm noticing here is it is bordered. And we have sort of like an arching border, but what I love about the border is it's almost like designed to be a part of the design itself. So again, it makes the card look maybe a little busier, but it doesn't look like it's bordered. It actually looks like it's a, you know, sort of a full borderless tarot deck. Loving the colors that are being used here. I love the flowy sort of approach to the artwork and the artistry. She's absolutely gorgeous as the Queen of Swords, you know, wearing this long flowing gown. The moon is beautiful. Look at the detail in the moon. So far, like visually appealing. The imagery is in these decks. King of Swords energy here. So he's faceless. He's actually the galaxy. He's the stars in the sky. So his figure is made out of the sky, and then the imagery is around him. Of course, we're seeing a lot of birds, and I think it's interesting that we're seeing a lot of white birds with the King of Swords, because the deck is a darker, you know, on a black background. So it is a darker deck in general. So we are going to see some of those whiter highlights. Ooh, the Magician is cool. It's like she's grabbing at the moon to say, oh yeah, I'm going to use some of the moon energy to activate what it is that I'm trying to create. We're seeing the back of her. We're not necessarily seeing specifically all the elements, as in a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, but I do feel that we are understanding that she is using the resources that are available to her, putting something together. Here's the High Priestess. She's reading her book. She's smiling. She's under the light of the moon. She's very much in her element. Here we have the Empress card. Once again, very much in her element. We are seeing her under the light of the moon, so she also carries with her a little bit of that High Priestess energy as she's moving forward, but it's kind of the as above, so below. And this is how the High Priestess, you know, is the oracular wisdom, and the Empress is the oracular wisdom that has been manifested. Here we have the Hierophant. Two strong pillars, reading out of a large book, you know, with a key around his waist. There's another book on the ground here. There is definitely this ritualistic feel that is occurring here. I love the galaxy theme in all of these cards. The Chariot, we have the two horses. This figure standing in the chariot. I love that the figure has white hair, but the prime figure, the focal point, is the chariot itself. Oops. I also love that both horses are made of light. So it's not black and white like opposites. We're seeing a different colored light, the blue colored or the cool color versus the warm colored light. So it's all light. The hermit walking the path. That's beautiful. The wheel of fortune. So we're having, the four elements and then always the one sort of in the center, that eagle eye vision, and the compass that is in the center. Justice. So holding the scales of justice, but also sitting on her throne. Also, the moon is illuminating her, informing her. Death. Death at night. We have the phoenix above the death card. The holding a scythe, or the implication of a scythe here, but all of this new growth that is popping up around the death card. Temperance. So several cups. It's like she's the puppeteer holding these cups and scooping up what needs to be scooped up. She's gorgeous. Beautiful figure. The tower. So the lightning crashing through the tower leading up as well as down. So it's almost like it's like exploding out rather than just automatically coming down. Here we have a sort of a compass field here, that changing the direction. There's a galactic component here, but also I want to say like a futuristic component with some of the imagery that we're seeing in the background that's been superimposed over the image. Here we have the star card. This is a bit of alchemy too. It's like she's stirring up the mix. The moon. Oh, beautiful. So two figures, almost like twin-like energies that are connecting. The moon showing the reflections. The sun, gorgeous. She's dancing and reaching up to the sun. Five of Swords. So we're not seeing a ton of conflict here, more like overcoming the conflict, solutions based. Six of Swords. I love the gentleness of, this is just I think this is Pic de Soleil, actually, because there are going to be probably four of these, where instead of them taking advantage of the extra cards in the printing process to create something else, they just use the back image. I remember making a comment on that with the other Pic de Soleil cards that I have. The world. Interesting. Lots of worlds within this image that are depicted. So kind of indicating to me like a seasoned fool's journey, right? The fool comes to the end of their journey with the world only to turn around and start a new journey again. So I feel like what we're witnessing here is how many times this particular being has done a fool's journey and all the different things that they've learned and what they've acquired from a soul perspective on that journey. The Judgment card. Here again, two images, two individuals being shown to make the choice or to answer the call or to support the choice. Ace of Pentacles. I love that. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. So this feels like collaboration with nature, collaboration with the moon or the sun. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. She's got just a tiny little one in her hand that she's getting ready to initiate. Eight of Pentacles. Holding the wand, focusing on her energy and her frequency. Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Tree of Life, two figures commemorating their life, commemorating their choices, their hard work. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's pretty. And she's got a deer laying with her instead of a rabbit. That's kind of cool. I like that. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. It's gorgeous. Two of Wands. I'm really loving this imagery. This deck makes me very happy. If it is a Pique de Soleil, which I suspect it is, Three of Wands, this deck makes me a lot happier than the two that I bought directly from the creator. Four of Wands, Five of Wands. Oh, that's pretty. Of course, it's got feathers. I love feathers. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. Almost like she's casting a spell, which is kind of not what you would think with the Eight of Wands. But I suppose if we think of it in its strictest definition, it's swift communication, travel. And if you're using your wand to pick certain things out, it's honing in on what you're wanting to communicate. You're preparing, the bouquet to be able to ship the bouquet to the person who needs to receive it. Gathering the information. Nine of Wands, that card of control, resilience. 10 of Wands, loving the light that is going into the area where she stands, sort of creating these little tributaries of light. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. So the other Pique de Soleil deck, there were two. I got an oracle deck and I got a tarot deck. And one of them, like, the imagery just doesn't make any sense to me. It feels like it's out of focus. Even the imagery is a bit out of focus. So, problems with printing, I think. Here's the King of Wands. I've often actually thought about like sending it back, which I never do ever. And I thought about sending it back, like that maybe I got like a defunct version of it or something. This is a beautiful Ace of Cups, very musical in its flow and its approach. Two of Cups, so that's pretty. But this deck, this is the imagery that I thought that other deck was going to be. That was the impression that I got, and it just wasn't. So I'm really happy to have this deck. Three of Cups. This is definitely a deck I will be using often. I can tell already. It feels gentle in its approach. Four of Cups. I'm, again, loving the imagery, loving the colors. The colors are speaking to me. This is not a deck that I'm going to pull out every day because, like I said, it is busier in nature. And some days it's just too chaotic for me. But on other days, like, I can just dive right on in to the messages and the imagery. Six of Cups. Ooh, I love that little critter there. Oh dear. Seven of Cups. That's kind of cool. There, it's all like spaceships, almost like hanging in the air, floating in the air. Eight of Cups. A new journey. Interesting. The figure's walking towards the cups, not away from the cups. Nine of Cups. Ten of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups, sitting in her shell. It reminds me of a papasan chair I had when I was going to university. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. That's beautiful. Two of Swords. Oh, I like this depiction. It's not harsh. Three of Swords. Oh, interesting. So we're seeing someone with their head hung down. we are seeing the heart, with a sword coming out the bottom of it, two other swords, sort of near it, but it's not a violent image. This says to me self-care. Four of Swords, beautiful, sleeping on a bed of feathers, being protected. Although it does look like those swords are like going into her, so there's a little weirdness there. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page. Well, this is cool. I like all of the colors of the birds. It's like she's communicating with the birds, receiving information from the birds. The Fool card, so a nod to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. The Devil. Oh, this is cool. So hands on the bottom, keys, and we have the kind of like this all-knowing, all-seeing eye, and there's this pyramidic shape. This is really cool. This would give me a lot of interesting symbology to lean into. Strength. I love that the sun is a flower. The Emperor. The Hanged One. And the Lovers. Very cool. So in true Stacy style, we're going to shuffle these up. Oh, all right. Well, we got it. We know how this deck wants to work with us if we want to work with it. And we have the Page of Wands. So I feel like this deck is definitely going to want to take you on an adventure. It is a deck that is going to allow you time. I feel like that's why it's busy in its imagery. It wants you to study it. It wants you to get to know it. It wants to build a relationship with you. But the Page of Wands is full of passion and fire and desire and drive and let's go do this. Let's go get them. There's enthusiasm that's involved. And I feel like this deck is going to invoke a lot of enthusiasm in the individuals that it works with. The imagery is gorgeous. And so it's counting on that, as well as some of the, I want to say, the as above, so below connection that this deck has to invoke that enthusiasm within you, and to release or to activate things that are kind of deep in your subconscious to come to light when you are asking the question around it. So very interesting. All right. So that's our mystery deck. And I wish I could tell you I do believe that it is a Pique du Soleil. And now I'm going to be on a hunt on her website to try and see if I can identify the actual name of this deck. But it is an unknown deck, and it's definitely worth a shot. So I hope you enjoyed this Divinely Decked. As always, sending you guys so much love and support until we see you for another Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life episode. Sending you lots of love and support. We will see you on the flip side, and transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture Divining the VIP Life.